The H3 reflects a long, controversial history for Native Hawaiians. In Luluku, it was built upon sacred lands, disrupting one of the most productive farming areas in Kaneohe. But now, local stewards in Mahi'ai are celebrating a recent victory and are returning to the ʻāina to begin healing and replanting ancient lo'i kalo.
Look at that now. The name of this area is Luluku. So right now we're in the phase of restoring the taro patches, and we're going to start to come in now in Malama ʻāina and start to plant some kalo. My name is Mark Paikuli Stride. I started in Luluku when I was, maybe 25 years ago. We just want to plant food and plant kalo with our children, and this is the great reward right here, is to see this. The ultimate goal with this place is to have families working together, growing food together, spending time together, learning about their culture together, learning science together. Doing things together as a family during this time is very critical, and having a place to be able to do that is obviously more critical. The history of Luluku is a continuous chronological timeline of use that dates way back over 1,000 years ago, obviously. These terraces date back over 1,000 years plus old, that these terraces are.
So at one time, this entire area here in the Ahupua of Kaneohe was the bread basket. It was an abundant food system where it fed not just this area, but areas beyond it.
It became the #1 banana producing area in the state of Hawaii. Unfortunately, it was when the H3 was constructed that completely reversed. Agriculture completely changed.
And unfortunately, when the H3 came through, it just ripped through this whole place and destroyed our food system.
There was a big outcry from the Native Hawaiian community, and they were really fiercely protesting the construction of the H3, the location of it. Part of the healing process was these creations of the stewardship management plans. The Halawa Luluku Interpretive Development Project was a unique opportunity to allow the community to work together with the government agencies to guide what was going to be happening on the land. What we're really wanting to celebrate right now is the fact that these Luluku stewards have been part of this process for decades. And this is a significant milestone that was reached. Their goals for rehabilitation and restoration of their sacred places is going to happen. It's in progress.
That process is beginning now. The way we're going to celebrate is to plant kalo. We celebrate the signing of a steward management plan that took years to get to the point that we're now able to do this. This is how we bless these kinds of things.
And so we are back here now planting food and harvesting food and feeding our community once again from this Ahupua of Kaneohe.
It's awesome to have the opportunity to come to this place, this specific ʻāina, and to be able to have an opportunity to bring it back to life and to farm again.
It's exciting to look to the new possibilities to provide more food for this Ahupua, for Ko'olaupoka, and I'm excited to touch the po'aka. I'm so excited to huli that lepo and to kanu some not only plants but some life and some air into this ʻāina.
We were looking for a place where kids go on a weekly basis to get their hands in the land, in the ʻāina, to learn about Ike Hawaii, to practice Olelo Hawaii, to really understand the history of this community and what were their ancestors' place and what is their current place and how they can have an effect in making our community more vivae.
Okay, so being able to take my students up to see the ancient terraces is like transformational, that we were able to actually plant back in those lo'i that were planted and created hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's amazing again that they have an opportunity to connect with that.
Yeah, my hands!
The other benefit that we're seeing is that having them work in the land and taking care of the ʻāina has healing effects on them. A lot of our kids suffer through trauma. They have troubles in school, learning in a Western format. There is that trauma that's the construction of H3 that's just being passed on from generation to generation.
The trauma is never ending. The H3 trauma is not over. When we see families healing, when we see kalo in the ground, then the healing is finally starting.
this is an opportunity to address that trauma, to restore it, to heal it.
I understand my kuleana. My purpose here is to bring families in here to plant that kalo and get the next generation and get their families ready to be the caretakers of this land.
This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's very healing for me, you know, to be on there.
This place has provided food for my family for 14 years.
Went to the last part.